Hello, everyone, and as always, welcome back to Strategy Gaming Dojo, where we find, learn, and play one more turn of the great strategy games. Today, back into Gary Grigsby's War in the East 2. This is our Let's Play against the Soviet AI, and thank you all for joining me. A little bit later today, sorry, I kept pushing it back. I had to watch Liverpool play Manchester City. Then I had to watch American baseball, so I'm not totally, with the Brits, with the Royals. Uh, that's actually an American baseball team. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We're back into our game here. Hey, Tony, how are you? Anthony Watson is here. Um, there are a lot of comments up here. I'll try to say goodbye or goodbye. Well, I hope not. Hello and then goodbye. What's that song? Was that a Paul McCartney song? James Norton was here. Hopefully, still is here. Salty Dodger, Wolf Nor. I already said hi to you, Anthony. TBJ, TBJ, two times. Let's see. If I miss you, I'm sorry. Hey, Nord, how's it going? McCall is here. Peter Kloss is here. All right. Well, hell, we've got the crew. You guys were ready. You're like, we got a war to fight. What the hell's going on? Let's jump right into it today. I don't think there's a whole lot to discuss. I think everybody that's here knows where we are. Hey, Simone. Um, I'll try not to make any Italian jokes with Costantini around. Those Italian, well, we don't have any Italians on the map anymore. They've all ran back to Italy. So, no Italian jokes today. You're safe. Nord, yes, there is a baseball team called the Kansas City Royals. So, in the middle of Kansas City, Kansas, evidently there's still some Tories about. I don't know. Anyway, we are now on May 9th, 1943. I'm going to try to go a long ways today. We'll see. It's turn 99 as we're about to click over the odometer to 100. Let's check out the breaking news this time. 8th Air Force raids in early 1943. They're targeting our rail yards and our heavy industry. No surprise there. Garrison shortage in Italy. Well, that's too bad. I just said all of our Italians ran away, and now they've lost us a victory point and an AP. Well, we actually don't have that much AP, so every one of those points could matter. Shortage of forces in Finland. Well, there's another point. We lose another victory point and an AP up in Finland. Now, the Finns have been heroes in this battle, but not today. Soviet partisans, well, we already knew that. So that is all of the news this time. All right, last time, we'll go look at reinforcements in a moment. We lost 5,000, little over 5,000 men, 27 guns, 3 AFVs, and 1 aeroplane. On the map, however, we lose 36,000 men. We took a lot back to the reserves last time. That's part of that, certainly. We lose 317 guns and 160 AFVs. We did take, I think, maybe 2 Panzer divisions back to the reserves, depleted Panzer divisions, so that adds up to about 160 AFVs. 6 airplanes make it to the map. The Soviets add another 50,000 men, another nearly 500 guns, another 250 AFVs, and 200 planes as the Soviets continue to bolster bolster, indeed. Right now, the Soviets sit at 525. They need 575 for a sudden victory, and that would give me a sudden heart attack. That would be on turn 107. Now, as the weather gets nicer, generally speaking, we should be okay in the spring and the summer, but we'll see how much attacking they do. Obviously, we've got a pretty spread line that runs from Narva all the way to Odessa, so we'll see. Let's go look at the map for supply alerts, if there are any, and you can see it's just kind of back here. This is a unit that's sitting back on top of the depot. It was on the train, though. Then we've got that regiment that's sitting there. This, for some reason, this division is a little light, as is this division. The Hungarians maybe not getting the best supply out here in the middle of the swamp. And again, Hungarians, well, they eat too much, these Hungarians. That's what I've got to say about it. Looks like we may need to build a depot. Now, see, you can see why we may have a supply problem right here. It's all swampy here, and there's not a great place to put a depot. Well, there is one right there. Let's see if we've got a depot there. We should. If we don't, well, we do. Okay, well, I don't know. They didn't get great supply this time. Moving down the map, everything else is not terrible, although right up in this Odessa area, if we took the air off, you can see we've got a few units here that maybe have a supply problem. Now, they're only low supply. They're below 75% in something. They're not critical, so that's all right. We've got 10 units that are unready. We got to look and see what those are. So under strength, the yellow is under 65% of TOE. Unready means that, I mean, they're not even able to fight this time. We have no depleted forces, but you can see we've got a number of under strength units here, and that's why I've been rushing as much to the south as I can, certainly. Moving up. We've got some more under strength alerts right in this area. Again, most of it's going to be in the south. He says as we look up into what used to be the Smolensk uh, bulge, but is no longer. It's been, and then it became the Minsk bulge, and now it's the Vilnius mini hump. Um, yeah, we've got some understrength units, kind of scattered everywhere all over the map. So I thought I was going to say something profound about where they're located, but they kind of seem to be a little bit of everywhere. Let's see what came on the map this time. 11th Panzer went to the reserves from where? From nowhere. We're getting that in as a reinforcement into the reserves, as we are with the 123rd Infantry. Is that right? Hold on. Let's go look at our reserves really quickly. On the ground. On the ground. Zoom. There we go. There we go. Oh, this is what I brought back. Well, that's weird. Why doesn't it say, am I missing something here? Wait a minute. Let me think for a second. Yeah, that hurt. Transfer arrived to the axis. I guess they're just not built up yet into the reserve. I mean, shouldn't they, if I'm taking them from the map, it should say from map to reserves. But I guess maybe it's been doing that all the time, all the stuff we stick back there. I don't know. What did we bring onto the map? The 45th Infantry. We brought Viking back to the map. 101st Jaeger came back to the map. Okay, cool. We got a lot of stuff back in the reserves, obviously. We'll take a real deep peek at the reserves this time. Let's take it off for now, though. What else? Well, that's it. I mean, the points are the big, 50 points away from sudden loss. Let's try to hold that off. Let's try to get by turn 107. Well, we're already at the reserves. Let's just take a look at it right now. 501st Heavy Panzer Battalion is at 88 strength. If we look at that and look at its elements, it's a Tiger group, right? And you can see here 18. It's got 22 Panzer IVs. Wow, that's nice. What are we missing? Well, we're missing 2 tanks, 2 heavy tanks, and 3 of the Panzer IVs. So we're missing 2 Panthers and 3 Panzer IVs. All right, well, I may hold it off one more turn and just see if it builds completely. What else do we have here? 505th Heavy Panzer Battalion. Well, that looks ready to go. That's at 100%. Now, what'll happen with this will come into OKH, and then we'll put this battalion with a Panzer division, right? So it's actually got the full complement. 20 Tigers, 25 Panzer IIIs. This does not have Panzer IVs in it. It has Panzer IIINs. Okay. But the 20 Tigers are the headliner, right? Well, let's take that to the map, and we'll dish it out to a Panzer division once we decide where we want our very limited offensive to go. All right, so off that goes. The motorized division here, this is the 10th motorized. It rebuilt back up to 82. If we look at the TOE breakdown, what are we missing? Some infantry guns. Well, we're not good for artillery or flak. AA guns, artillery guns isn't happening, and you can see the AT guns 19%. We're just not producing them anymore, which is a real problem with all the Soviet armor on the map, but I don't think there's a whole hell of a lot we can do about it. As a matter of fact, there's nothing we can do about it. We don't handle the production. Let's go ahead and turn that back to the map. All right. And then we'll take this 33, yeah, and we'll go ahead, the 20th motorized, we'll go ahead and turn refit on. So we have one motorized on. Heavy Panzer, again, I'll leave that on for now. I don't think I'll leave any of the main Panzer divisions. I don't think I'll turn them on. I could probably even turn that off, but I'm not going to. Okay, then we've got 28. What were we rebuilding? 385th. Let's turn the refit off. Did I not do that with the last one? Maybe not with the motorized. But let's put that on the map. And then we have the 83rd Infantry Division. We'll turn refit off there, and we'll turn that back to the map as it's built up over 90%. So that's exciting. The 82nd, we'll turn refit off there. It's at 97%. I like that. We'll turn that onto the map. Okay, I knew there was another one up here. The 52nd, it's only at 86, but we're going to take it. Refit off. We'll go to the map. So just every turn trying to get these divisions, turned back out. All right, so let's look here. We've got a 34 there, a 37, a 51. Well, let's go ahead and turn refit on that one. 19, 33, 42. That's pretty good. 46 is the 123rd. Let's go ahead and turn refit on that one. And then 19, 32, 26, 40. That's not too bad, but I may want to let these sit back here for a turn. I probably should do it with this one too. I think I'm going to turn the refit off there and just pick ones that have been back here for a turn or two. As I say that, well, my 51's that way, but I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to let them sit back here more than a turn. Build up some morale. Refit on. I could check their morale and see what it is compared to the national morale. So 65 and 65. Well, it really can't rebuild any. Okay, so I just changed my mind. If you're new to the game, what did I mean by that? Well, if you look, there's something called the national morale that you see here in parens. You can go above or you can go below the national morale. When units just sit and they don't do anything, they will try to gravitate back towards the national morale. So just something to keep in mind. All right, so I am going to turn it on there. I am going to turn it on there. There we go. This is taking a little longer than I hoped. What's their morale looking like? 64, 65. Well, it's pretty damn close. I might give them another turn. 68. Yeah, let's get you guys back out there. They've got great morale. 68 right now. So that was 46. This one's 40. Their morale's 66. That's fine. Let's turn it on. As they win battles, they gain morale. That's kind of how that system works. But the national morale is very important because that's kind of what all of your troops are going towards. Refit on. All other things being equal, they just gravitate towards that number. 71, yeah, let's get you back out there, buddy. They're raring to go. These guys are very moralicious. 68, that's fine. All right, that's the last one of those. Okay, let's look at this cavalry. Nothing doing there. As you can see, the Marine flak is the only thing that's rebuilding here, and it never comes out of here. I don't know if there's like a certain turn or something, or if this is a bug or what, but this thing is always pink, meaning, it has to sit back here for another turn. It never gets better. Let's take this heavy flak, Army light flak. Let's take this heavy flak and put refit on and see if we get anything at all there. Panzerjäger Battalion, it's up at 88. I'm going to turn the refit off, but again, that's pink. We can't take it out. 33, see, they're just not rebuilding at all with our anti-tank, anti-aircraft. Um, hey Sarge, what's up? James, I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, the reserves. I really like the system how it's set up here, but it does take a minute or two to get used to it. Certainly. Engineer units. Well, okay. There's Pioneer Group, Construction Battalion, Warfare Battalion sitting back here at 85. Come on, guys, let's go. But I think they just came back with something I put back in the reserves. Um, Okay, I think that's all good for now. We moved some things to the map. The air, it's all still sitting here. All all 21 fighters that we have sitting back here. Uh, Fighter bombers, of course, the Germans have a lot more fighter bombers as the war moves on than just straight up fighters. Um, the BF 109, I mean, there's a decent number of fighter bombers back here. I say decent, it's not a great number, but we'll get those moved out when we're going to go on the offensive. But that is not this turn. Okay, so let's go look at all the stats, and I'll get out of the reserves. Okay, let's go look at the info screens. Here's the order of battle: 2.45 million men. Our allies are sending us 930,000. The Soviets sit at 6.14 million. We've got about a quarter of a million in the reserves, so 2.7. Let's just call this about 3.5 to 6.1. That's kind of, just a rough back of the napkin estimate. 25,000 guns plus another 6,000. Let's call that 31,000 to 83,000 nearly. 13,000 AFVs. We've got just short of 3,000 with some Hungarian armor as well. I think Romanians have some armor out on the map too. We've got 89 Axis Allied planes plus 1,281 German aeroplanes, so that takes us to about 1,350. The Soviets have 9,370 aircraft on the map. Holy cow. Okay. Well, then, let's go to losses. Somebody asked me in the comments to show the losses. 3,309,000 for the Axis, 53,000 or so guns, 9,300 on the AFVs. We've had 1.6 million killed, 300,000 captured, nearly 1.4 million disabled. The Soviets at 10.1, 156, and 47 on the guns and the AFVs. I mean, we've destroyed a lot of equipment, but you got to destroy a hell of a lot more than that to be on the offensive at this point in the game, certainly. Production, going to skip it. Let's go to losses. As you can see, it's been really quiet here since December. It snowed. Then we got into fort levels, went completely defensive. Then it's been raining, so not a whole lot's happened out here. Guns losses, AFV losses, okay, I mean, fine. But let's look at map men. Up the old chute. Guns, just a massive advantage. Massive advantage. I mean, he's gone from 11,000 approximately to over 13,000 AFVs from March to May. That's more AFVs than we have on the map total, or right about the same amount, right? Um, well, I guess if we did it from here, 10,002, so about 3,000 that he's gained since, let's call it February. That's how many we have total on the map. Map aircraft, man, there Soviets cranking out a lot of aircraft. Okay, air planning, nothing to do there. Let's just go beyond it. Execute your air directives, gentlemen, which is nothing for now, anyway. Hey, Lucas, what's up? Yeah, you missed a lot of good stuff, Lucas. I mean, I said probably at least one interesting comment in that soliloquy. I just wanted to say soliloquy. Uh, Why use a dollar word when a dime will do? Okay, through our air directives, and that means we're on the map. Let's go to the Narva line. It is raining up in the Narva line. You can see the depot situation. That's going to be pretty much the same up here. Let's switch to defensiveness on our counters. 34, 26, 41, 70. Now we brought this new unit in. It was on the train. And can it get there? Yeah, it can. Oh, okay. Kind of surprised actually. But we could just move it right up here into a level 3 fort, and we'll take the 10,700. Now we finally replaced enough that when we take, something off the line, it's actually not a terrible unit. There for a minute we were taking units that didn't look too strong off the line. But now we've got 13,000 there with a TOE of 78. We've got 14,000 that we just brought in here, and that's sitting with an 86 TOE. But this is the unit I was going to take off the line. It's at a 73. I mean, hell, for us at this point, almost 11,000 men and 73 TOE. That ain't bad. I think I'm going to back this. He's a 47. Just this on its own is a 26, and that's a 21. I'm going to leave him there for a turn just to keep it up, over 20. Well, that would be a 21, the new unit I moved up there. But it's got no combat prep points now. It'll sit here for a turn. It'll start to build. Then I'll just take the other one, back it off into one of these garrison forts that we build, and let it just sit there in reserve. So if anything gets attacked, it can help. All right, 16th Army. He's at 30 of 30. That's perfect. Oh, that's Lindemann's Corps up there. We already knew that. Schöne sitting here, great infantry general. We'll just check out Lindemann, make sure everything's kosher. Heavy, yep, that all looks good. All right, so down into 16th. Now, the Soviets have put a fairly strong rifle corps over here, or at least it's representing fairly strong. So I did move this Jaeger regiment up. I've got the Luftwaffe Field Division that's been here for quite some time. All told, it's just short of 8,000 men. What's his TOE? 78. He's 44. Okay, well, that's not great. We may take one of those other Luftwaffe field divisions and swap it out. Although he's got a decent amount of men for a Luftwaffe field division, at least at this point. But his TOE is terrible. Okay, just something to think about. I mean, if they start attacking through here, I'm not sure really how we'll respond to it, but we'll try. The Finns. Oh, looking good, guys. Looking good. I mean, they retreat a little bit, but honestly, if we look up at where would I need to look to see? I guess it would be production. The Finns have plenty of men in their pool, right? They've got 43,000 men in their pool. Well, they've only got 3 units on the map. So, they should be getting some reinforcement there. However, they're surrounded a bit and it can't get in by rail. I don't know. I would have to dig through the rule book to see if they're actually getting any men in there, but it doesn't seem like they've retreated that much, I must say. Okay, so they are going back to von Arnim, I believe. Hans-Jürgen von Arnim. They've been sitting there forever. They continue to sit there. He's at 9 of 10 because he's doing 3 divisions that are not of his own nationality. They cost 3 apiece. All right, now we're down here. We got a unit with just 7,000 men in this stack. The TOE 46. That's not great. They're going back to 42nd Corps. Then we have 7,000, 6,000. We need to get a fresh division in here somewhere. This one's probably okay because he's with a good division. But these two guys are getting worn down, certainly. 46 on that TOE and 48 on that. So I think we need to get another division up here. We also really need another division there, if I'm being honest. So somewhere up in here, we need a new division. So let's just go grab one. We'll figure out exactly where to put it once it gets up there. And it's going to be this 45th ID. Did we get anything? Yeah, we did not. Okay, so I only brought on 2 Well, one regular German division, one Jaeger division, and Viking came back. So not the strongest group that we brought back this time. Let's put him on the rail, 45th ID. Well, I'll tell you what, before I do that, we better look through the South and just make sure. We may need something in the South a hell of a lot more than that. But I don't like the 28 right there. That's worrisome to say the least. Here, this division's not that strong at a 51 TOE, but we've got the Panzer Division sitting here with it. Now, we've also got the Panzer Division back here, 13th Panzer. He doesn't have a whole lot of tanks, but he's got a lot of men. His TOE is at 52. That's not great, but he's been sitting here in reserve forever. Here's my guy, Theobald Lieb. And I see you, Theobald. I see you. There's Herman Bulk. He's still got these same groups here. He's got a Panzer Division back here on reserve, one here on the line, and one on reserve there. That's fine. I don't think there's anything else we're going to do there. Now we go back to 28th Corps. Both of these are quite weak. 43 on the TOE, 38 on the TOE. That's not going to cut it. We do have this brand new division that came in. It's under bulk. So this is under Valor. I think I was going to give this to Valor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He could take it under command. Just to give him the infantry. He's got a heavy Stug battery. He's got Panzerjägers. I may do that. I mean, I guess I don't have to. Bulk's ultimately a better general than he is, but not by much. I don't. Well, is that true? Even 8, 8, 6, 8, and 7. But Valor is really good too. 8, 6, 7, 7. Well, he's not very good with the mech, but infantry. I think Bulk overall is a better general, so we'll just leave it there. I've got Totenkopf sitting here on reserve. I mean, we've got a number of units on reserve finally, sitting back here layering the line, and all of this, so that's under that. This all comes back to 38th Corps. He's sitting with Das Reich. This is Hartmann. Very good infantry general. All right, so that's all good. And I had to move this SS unit up here last time just because I don't want to give up this fort level right across, a level 3 fort right across the river. Now, ultimately, I'd like to get infantry in there, but we need infantry in a lot of places, as you may have noticed as I talk through here. These are all brand new or rebuilt divisions right here. That one is, that one is, that one is, that one's close enough. So that's strong straight into Riga. Where we're weak, and that's that's pretty much brand new too. Where we're weak is starting right here. So here and here, really. He's fine. It's this hex, and that hex. Not that one. This one. This one. But I've got him double stacked in a level 2 fort, so that helps. And double stacked in a level 3 fort. This is really the one. I got to get something there. I don't know. We will soon enough. Das Reich is sitting up here. So again, a lot of these SS units up here on reserve straight into Riga, trying to hold them back there. I've also got a Panzer division that's sitting here in reserve with a Luftwaffe field division. He's only got 43 tanks. His TOE is only 37. He's supposed to have 148 medium tanks. He's got 32. That's not great. I may send him back to the reserves, but let's think about that. Okay, here's a brand new division. Now, this is all going back to 8th Corps. 8th Corps is now under Friedrich Müller. Okay, Mueller's at 10 of 10. And then we've got the Panzer Corps under Unederland. Okay, he's got this motorized. This is a fairly new motorized, fairly rebuilt, recently rebuilt. That's what I'm trying to say. Motorized. This 27th Panzer, I think I may get out of here. Unfortunately, he's not right by the rail. we've got enough coverage here, I think. Let's take him out of here, back to the reserves, and try to just build him up a little bit anyway, and then send him south. I think we've got enough with the SS all the way up here and bulk up here. I think we've got enough motorized units up in this area to defend Riga. I would hope so. I mean, if we don't, we got we got a lot to talk about. Okay, 8th Corps, we've got 47th Panzer Corps. Then we move down into Gustav Fenn. Um, he's fine. He's going back to Ninth Army. Oh, let's look at 18th Army, just make sure it's all good. Yep, 28 of 30, that's good. 2nd Panzer, 22 of 30, that's fine. Obviously, and there's Gustav Fend. He's going back to Walter Model. Walter has a 30 of 30, and he's sitting on a super depot. Guess I should turn back the logistics back on here. He's sitting on, you know, Kaunas, where we're probably getting most of our freight out of. Nope, it's coming all the way down the line here. You can see that looks good. That's what you want to see. It's not perfect. Like, obviously, we'd rather it be coming out of here, out of Vilnius, so they're not moving at all. But for the most part, that's not bad. This is a little far away, but there's not an obvious place. Obvious, there's no place to really build a depot there. We've got a depot here. I guess we could maybe build one here at Burzai. Doesn't even have a rail yard, but we could still build one there. I'm gonna leave it. Uh, this is supplying to here and here. Where are you getting your freight, my friend? I guess it's coming straight out of this depot, so it's not drawing a line. We've got this depot. Okay, this all looks pretty good for the most part. You can see everything's getting supplied from close. If you ever wonder how to do that, just hit the 8 button. 8. Not like you've eaten, the number 8. Um, Okay, so Gustav Fenn's just chilling as he's wont to do. We've got 6 Panzer up here. That is under Mr. Erich von Munstein. Erich von Munstein is commanding 6 of 10. I mean, you'd rather him have as much as he possibly can, but I want him, we'll eventually try to build this a little more here in the center. But he's got these motorized forces on reserve. Now, this one's not in great shakes by any stretch of the imagination. 46, that's not great. And then we've got the 6th Panzer here, which is in good shape, sitting directly behind Vilnius. Okay, what else do we have out here? So that was Fenn. This is going back to Rindulik. He's got 10 of 10. He's got all of his support units. We've gone through these many, many times now. Now he's only showing a 12. He just hasn't fully dug in yet, and he's only got 18 combat prep points. He's only been sitting here for a turn, but I'm not worried about that. 21 about that division. He should be able to hold his own. 21, that's a rebuilt or nearly a brand new division. Then we have 15,000 here. Now that's actually a bit of a problem. So the one, he's throwing up a 92 on defense. He's throwing up a 39 because they're at a level 2 fort and in an urban area. But I'm going to take this weaker unit back one, and he's still a 92. That's plenty good enough. And what I'm going to look for actually is there another place that would potentially need to go? Well, maybe, but I'm going to go ahead. What's its TOE? 44. That's not even terrible for us right now. Oh, he can't get out of here, eh? Oh, he's still just on the road. There's the rail. Okay. Now he should be able to go back to the Axis reserves. Off he goes. But this line, while not great, is also not terrible. I mean, we've got some new units in here. It gets a little weak right here, but we do have 11,000. This came in. What's its TOE? 70. All right, we can't do much better than that right now. 33. That's not great. That's probably the unit that should have gone back instead of that one. But look, I mean, you're talking about 1,000 men and about 10% of TOE. It's all right. Now then, 6,866. These guys are all under Walt Weiss. That's a 42, and then we have a 47. Not good. Not good right there. I'm tempted to do this. I've got that SS Mech core down or division down there of Viking. That would give us 5 SS. The one I'm talking about. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Viking down here, the Panzergrenadier division. It could go up there, or I could just give it to von Manstein in the center and have it sit on the line and get another one or two of these divisions out. So I can't get it all the way there this time, but where I'm worried is right here. I feel like, it could potentially bust through there. Now, I know this is an SS. Um, I could take the SS north and then shift one of the Panzer divisions down, but I'm not going to do that. Let's bring that into Vilnius. All right. He should be able to get off the train there. He can. Does he have any? Yeah, he's still got 4 movement points. Move. There we go. Oh, looky there. All right, that's what I wanted. He can't get all the way to him, but so now we'll have a motorized division, and then we'll have an SS division right there in the clear, and I'll give that to von Manstein, 56th Panzer Corps. All right, so into 56 Panzer Corps he goes. He's going to sit there in reserve. That was the one place I was kind of really worried about through the north, in addition to a couple of those hexes I mentioned. All right, so he's got another Panzer division here, and this is a strong one, 213 tanks strong. Let's look at that TOE there. We've got 65 3Ms, 69 4Gs, 16 3Ns, and some scout tanks. Looks good. Looks good. Let's look. It's 81 of 85. What are we really short on? Artillery, recon tanks. Those are the 2Cs. Medium field gun. It's artillery. It's guns. It's all the big, heavy gunnery that we're really low on right now. I will say mech infantry squads, we've only got 21 of the recommended 36. Doesn't seem great. That's the mech infantry squads, but we do have motorized infantry squads in abundance, it seems. Well, at least we had enough to fill out this group. All right, let's go into 10th Corps under Recknagel. And we've got 8,700. Okay, not great, but he's in a level 3 fort. We've got this Jaeger division. Now that looks particularly weak. He's only throwing up an 11 and then 6388. All of that looks not great. Ooh, boy. I'm going to go look at the comments, get a drink. We're short of panzers in the pool. Daligan asks, am I going to play to the fall of Berlin? Berlin will not fall, my friend. We're going to play through at least the end of this year, and if we're still, the Soviets haven't taken anything else by the end of this year, I said I would declare victory. But if people want me to, I'll go all the way to the end. I think we're actually not in terrible position here. I mean, I think we're going to win the game, especially if we played it through to the end. But if we can hold off and the Soviets don't gain any points by the end of the year, which then their victory goes up to like 650 points. I Well, we'll see where we stand, right? That's what I said the other day, but we'll see where we stand. This is 7th Hungarian Corps. Oh yeah, I brought in Jimisi, or Jemesi probably, last time. He's actually a decent Hungarian general. 645 with a 5 on the ground. Now, I did give him some mech, but I didn't really feel like I had much of a choice. We've also got this Hungarian light division sitting here. Another Hungarian light sitting there. The Hungarians have a lot of men in the pool. What's this? 50? That's actually not terrible. I thought it was going to be worse for his TOE. 55 and 60. What do we have up here? 9,000, 9,000. Their TOE 75. Okay, so I've got a double stack here. Um, that's nearly 12,000. They're trying to get dug in. I actually wish I Well, that's not true. I want them to be in the swamp where they can be. But this is a clear hex. I really should probably move this back. That's also a clear hex. I really want to be in the swamp where I can be. That's swamp. That's a river. Our TOE should hold them there. Where else could I move into a swamp here? I mean, we've got one there. This is behind a river. See, they're in front of the river. They're right here, right? Or are they? No, actually, they're not. My bad. I thought it went around behind this hex. If we look at the hex, minor river to the east and the northeast. Okay, so it is right there. That's where they need to be. All right. Sometimes it can get a little confusing on this map. This Hungarian light, that looks like pretty decent division. We've got Hungarian light there. That looks fine. We've got these Hungarian light divisions that could also come up here and stack with them. And I think I'm going to do that and then do something else. Like these guys probably should be rebuilding, but I'm going to move them up here for now. And then I'm going to take this Hungarian division or corps, I'm sorry, corps headquarters. That is 7th that we just talked about. And I'm going to put this into 7th. Okay. And then I'm going to put this into 7th. Oh, he's already in 7th. 7th. No, you're not in 7th. That's what I wanted. 7th Hungarian Corps. All right, so now all of this infantry here is under this corps, but now I've got this mech unit. Do I have a Hungarian that's halfway decent? I mean, I'm talking like a 4. Well, Rakovsky's a 3. I want him to take both the cavalry and that mech unit if we've got somebody that's halfway decent. Horvath is a 3, but he's a 546. 546, and you are a 545. All right, well, I guess it's going to be the other guy, Horvath. I'm sure the Germans loved a guy named Horvath coming up to lead the troops. 4th Hungarian Corps. 4th Hungarian Corps. And you're going to go into 4th Hungarian Corps. And there we go. All right. And then 4th is going back to the army, which is sitting right down here. 2nd Hungarian Army. It's now got 29 of 30 under Beregfi. 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 Okay. 454. Okay. Sure. Are these guys in command? 14 of 15. All right, so they're fine. So I got a lot of Hungarians up here. You never want that. There's a Luftwaffe field division, but he's quite weak actually. I don't want these things. He's in rough. Okay, that's fine. And this is going back to 6 to even hold on to here. Oh, Ballystok. Okay, well, if we look here, we've got rough. So we've got rough that the Hungarians are in. We've got the heavy forest there. That's good. Clear, clear, clear. Well, this is not the best place to be trying to hold on to. Um, but I think we're going to have to leave that. Now, I could drop this down here behind the river, but I think I'm just going to leave it there. 12th Corps, he's just sitting here. 4th Army, we've moved up a great deal here. It's probably a little too far. I wanted to sit him on this depot. Let's see what the supply situation is down here. Why is something coming all the way out of Warsaw? Oh, that's because he just transferred up here. That's that SS Viking that I just moved up there. I was like, why in the world is something getting supplied out of there? But you can see, here by Ballistok is getting all of these Hungarians. Then this unit's coming straight out of this depot. This depot is getting quite a bit here at Brest. Oh, that's Brest-Litovsk. Okay, well, I think I'm going to just let this sit here. I don't think it's the best setup. I mean, I'd much rather be in a swamp, like here, but I don't want to get out of the heavy wood. Oh, that's only light woods. I think that's the third time I've made that mistake. I could back him up one, but I like him being right behind this river. So I think I'm just going to keep all of that the same. Then we get down into 52nd Corps. He has got the field corps over here. You can see 53rd Kleeman is just sitting there. 52nd, this is Bourget. I like Bourget being in charge because I just like to say I ought to call it bougie. Just for the youngsters that are watching here. We've got heavy woods there. That all looks good, even though it's only 6,600 men holding on. Then we have light woods. But that's a fairly new division that came off the rebuild line. Actually, that's came out of the completely back from Germany. 15,000, I think. It's been treated down a little bit. This one got rebuilt some time ago, 35th. It's sitting here behind a river. Even though it's in the clear, it's behind a river. And then we've got Swamp Hex here. Not Swamp Ass, Swamp Hex. 9,134 men. What's your TOE? What's your TOE? That could be a good pop song, I think. 8th Hungarian sits perched like a rooster. Okay. Give you some of that. Let's give you. Whoa, boy, some of this stuff is just in rough shape. Our support units just are not getting rebuilt at all. But he looks strong here because he's triple stacked. 32 and 40. He's sitting in swamp and swamp. That's the way we like to draw it up. All right, here's a fairly new division sitting in the heavy woods. An unassailable position. Well, I don't know about that, but he looks pretty good. This is under the mustachioed Smilo von Luttwitz, 6766. Not the best infantry general for the Germans, but not bad either. I believe this is okay. That's light woods, but it's behind a minor river. And then we've got one of those rebuilt divisions, 332nds, going up to Smilo. It's probably Schmilo, but I'm going to call him Smilo. I just like to. Okay, then we come down to 54th Corps under Friesner. Very good infantry general. Does Friesner have yeah, he's got a decent amount of support units. Now, when I say a decent amount, I'm not looking at the TOE of the support units. And let's be honest, some of these are probably in really rough shape. Now, that's at 66, but I'm not going to go through every last support unit. I'm just not going to do that to you guys. 7,192, 6,000. Now, that's where we were bringing one of these I say one of these, the only one of these infantry right here. He's going to go there and replace this on the line, and we'll put him underneath Friesner, and we'll move this bad boy back to the rail, and then onto the reserves. All right, so we're getting a little, now you can see that popped up to an 80 defensiveness. That's what I was looking for. So that's going to go into 59th Corps. We've also got that Romanian armor there as well. 59th Corps. All right. Turns a nice green. Didn't I have? Nope, this is Golnick. He's fine for mech. He's not a very good administrator. He just doesn't keep good records. I'm like, come on, Hans Goldnick, send me better spreadsheets. First Romanian armor looks like crap, but well, it's something. I mean, it's out here. I was going to say something profound, but there's not a whole lot to say. I wonder if we can rebuild any Romanian armor. I mean, he's in such bad shape. He's got 39 frickin' tanks. And they're probably most of them scout tanks. Let's look. He's got some T-35s. That's fine. I'll just let him sit here. We do have GD motorized coming in hot. Well, I think maybe actually I'll put that up here. Does that make sense? Probably. Let's take first Romanian armor. Let's put it there, and then let's kick it back to the reserves. All right. And then we've got the motorized here. Now he could go under 59th because we already determined that Golnick is all right. He's fine with mech. What is 17th Army? Oh, he's only at 18 of 30 now. All right. Well, let's do that then. Is that clear? It is clear. What do we have cooking here? Oh, rightio. Oh, that's right. We've got Panzer divisions. True God Air is down here to take care of our Panzer divisions. 27th. That's Kreising. Kreising's a good infantry general. Okay. Well, cool. I think actually I may just take this off the rail. And do I even move him? Maybe I'll just leave him right here. One, two, three, yeah. Let's move the headquarters back here. And then let's give this to 59th. Okay. One, two, three. I mean, he can get up here and help in a battle if he needs to. This is the weak spot. He's surrounded 4 directions. He's in a level 2 fort that is a swamp. This wouldn't be a bad place to put a replacement unit in. Like this Jaeger division. But I was thinking maybe I need the Jaeger division kind of in this area. Well, let's keep going, and I'll take that under advisement. I think right here, though, that would be a good place for that Jaeger division, right in that swamp. You know what? I'm just going to do it. Get on the rail, Jack. He can get to here with 94. He can get here with 95 and maybe get off the train. No, I'll tell you what, I'm going to do it this way. On the train, I'm just going to take him to here. So I know he can get off the train next time. It's taken a little bit of a risk, but he's at 94. He cannot get off the train. I guess he could, would it be better to take him off the train there? All right, now I'm going to do it. Let's bring him here. Is there a rail yard there at Zolochev? There is. It's a little damaged, actually. Can he get off the train? No. Okay, well, that's what I wanted to know. Sorry, that was a waste of time. I mean, he could go all the way to here if I really wanted him to, but I'm not quite that bold. I'll take him to right there. Okay, Army Group A and FBD2 are sitting right there. Friesner, we've discussed. I finally got this infantry up here so I can hopefully take these panzers off the line. Let's get off a rail movement, though. Let's take this infantry and put it in there. Let's take the depots off for a second. It's an X now, certainly. These are 2 good panzer divisions. This infantry, what's his TOE? 52? Well, it's not so bad that I won't move him in there. Let's move this panzer division back for a second. Let's move him up for a second. Let's move this panzer division back for a second. Okay. I think I don't want them to be getting treated. So I don't want to stay right next to the Soviets. Let's take him there and put him on reserve. And let's take him here and put him on reserve. Okay, those are all under True God Air. And then the infantry is all under Kreising. Okay, well, that all worked. Look at us go. How's everybody doing out there? I've been head down for a while. Uh-oh, got a stream problem. Um, can I refresh the chat? Well, I tell you what, if the stream dropped, I'm going to go ahead and call this an episode. Um, and I am going to. Well, for some reason, I can't see the chat. Can you guys? I mean, did the stream have a problem at all? Oh, good. Okay. Um, it didn't drop. What did I leave to be isolated? Where? This one? Nah, he's gonna have to push across the river. This has got really strong TOE. That one does as well. This is not gonna. He's not gonna push through here. I mean, not this turn. It's raining. He's not going to attack. I may have to pull this back eventually. I hear you there. But not this turn certainly. Now I could pull it back just to start building a fort level, but that's fine for this turn. Um, We've got Romanian cavalry. Well, Romanian, motorized type troops out here. They're sitting in a second or third layer even. I've got Romanian mountain sitting on a mountaintop. Two of them, as a matter of fact, sitting here. They're not particularly great with their TOE, but they throw up a 55 sitting in this rough, so that's nice. This is under a mountain core as well. Wow, look at me go. 49th mountain. He can actually maybe scoot back one. He makes me nervous there. Was he on a depot though? No, he was not. Could this be a depot? Should it be a depot? Maybe. Let's look at let's 8 this thing. All right, it's coming out of this depot, out of this depot. That all looks fine. I'll move him back there. Um, Yeah, all of this remaining cavalry I just have sitting here on reserve. They should be on reserve anyway. Reserve, reserve, reserve. That's the Mountain Corps. He's going back to Kempf Army Detachment. Kempf is now down here. Oh, is this out? That's right. There was one that was out. Nope, he's not out. He could go back to 17th though. Because 17th only has 20 of 30. Maybe that's what he should do. But I think who's leading 17th? Yeah, that's why I didn't do it. Rudolf Conrad is a terrible mech general. Okay, so that's why I didn't have the Panzer Corps going back to him. But we may have to fix that at some point because Kempf is only at 24 of 30, but he's 14 of 15 hexes away. All right, down here to the motor. Oh, let's turn the 8 off. Way too many lines on the screen. Okay, so we've got 386 motorized here. That's a strong unit. Oh, let's talk about 13th Corps really quickly. That's not particularly strong, but he's sitting in the rough in a level 3 fort. That's tough to take. 53, 38, that is a new division. The 282nd, 257th is also a new division. So, wow, look at us go. The 13th Corps is under Hans Zorn. Zorn does have support units, what's left of them. Then we come back to another Romanian Corps, the fifth Romanian goes back to third Romanian Army, which is sitting right here, 20 of 30. That all looks fine. That all looks good. Is there any support units for the Romanians? No. Okay. Wah, wah, wah. We've got a headquarters here. Let's make sure he's not taking up any support units. Oh, that reminds me. Let's go look at 53rd Corps under Kleeman. He's got nobody. Yeah, let's turn him to 0 so he releases his support units up. If we got to use him later, I'll have to deal with it then. We've also got Ernst Highway to Hell. His have already been stripped out. Heinriche, sure. Is he holding any? Just a few. Not enough to make a big difference. Okay, so we were down to here, 13th Corps. That all looked fine. And the Romanians, I was talking about them. That looks fine. Let's take the depots off very quickly. We go 53 on the defense, 33 here, but that's a fairly new unit. He just got here. He hasn't had time to build up combat prep. This has 100 combat prep, and that goes to show you, right? 15,300. They're both in level 3 forts. This is in the clear. This is in the light woods. He's showing you a 53 defense and a 33 here. Now, part of that is light woods to clear, but part of it is the combat prep points as well. This is a good unit, and he's sitting in the rough. That looks good. Is he on reserve? Reserve, reserve, reserve. I'm trying to get all the Romanians back there in reserve. 12th Panzer. His TOE is 46. He's going back to the Axis reserves. Godspeed, my friend. Godspeed. Army Group South's only got 47 of 20. He could certainly take more. He's got 6th Army, but that's it. He could also take Kempf. There's no reason. Instead of that going all the way up to Army Group A, let's just put him in Army Group South. It doesn't really, I mean, neither one's overstacked. It's not a huge deal. Who's in charge of Army Group South now? Von Kleist. Excellent. General. Who's in charge of Army Group A? Gunther von Klug. I've got all the Prussians in high commands as the world was meant to be. All right, these are a bunch of just random Romanian corps. I want to make sure they don't have any support units that they're holding. 3rd Romanian, no. So they don't really have anything. He's going back to Antonescu. Okay, cool. That all looks good. Kempf Army Detachment just sitting there. Back to Army Group South. He's now at 71 of 120. That just evens up the two of them a little bit. And now we get into 24th Panzer Corps. 24th Panzer Corps is under Greiser. He's a very nice mech general. 876 with the 7. I think he just came in. Did we replace him or did the game? I just can't remember off the top of my head. It's been a couple of days. We also have von Wettenghoff out here. 766 with the 7. That all looks fine. Let's just make sure. So this is 3rd Panzer Corps has a motorized. It has Netherlands, whatever. Then it's got 2 infantry. Who is this? Von Mackensen? Okay, that's fine. He can take infantry. Just wanted to make sure. But as we get down here, things get a little weird. He's got this 2 infantry and a motorized. Where are you going? Oh, they're going to von Wettenghoff. That's why I was doing it. Okay. They could all go to Greiser. Let's actually do that. I don't think that overstacks Kempf. No, it does not. So let's put these guys in 24th Panzer Corps. Well, that takes him to 9, though. That's why I didn't do it. But let's go ahead and take him to 11. Because that's a Romanian group. It added 3. But that's fine, because that frees up von Wettenghoff to go do something else. But what, you may ask? Well, I think we need some command help over here. So I'm just going to move him back down the road closer. Well, there's 4th Panzer Army. Let's just move him over here. I'll just put him there for the time being anyway. All right. He's now at 11 of 10. Okay, I may have to move this motorized around at some point and give it to him. Maybe I could do it now, but we'll see. What's this command? This is what I was worried about. I think somebody else had 11 of 10. Yes, it's 48th Panzer Corps under Freder Pico. We also have 23rd Panzer sitting here. Do I want him sitting right here? Well, maybe I want someone sitting there, but not him. Let's bring this around. I kind of like him sitting there, though. It's a level 3 fort. I'm going to move this motorized there, and that should be on reserve. Not refit, reserve. And then 23rd Panzer, I think I'm going to move all the way over here. I think we need more help over here. For now, I'm just going to set him right there, and I'll take von Wettenghoff along with him. So let's do that for a second. And then we've got infantry there. He just moved in. He doesn't have the combat prep points, but he's going to be fine. We've got 17th Panzer that's just kind of sitting back here on reserve. That looks okay. The motorized is one thing I really wanted to get out of here, but I'm not sure if I can. I don't have an infantry division that can get there. Now, I said last time I want to do that, and then I didn't get it accomplished. He's only a 19. The Romanian. All right, let's go get that other German division that we have sitting up here at Warsaw. We'll put him on the train. I want him right up in that area, but as you can see, the rail doesn't really allow me to do that. We'll bring him to right there. Now we have other things there, obviously, but this is 14,000. That's fine. He's only 7,000 though. 19. He's 41. So let's take the Romanian, he says, and move it there with the motorized. Now, when you put them together, they're a 49. So 26, 49, 41. Then we have two Romanian groups here. They're throwing up a 50 because they're at a level 3 fort. We'll take it. Two divisions that don't look great shakes there. One division doesn't look great there. This is a brand new division. He just doesn't have combat prep points. So is that. So that's fairly weak. This one isn't great. I've got two infantry divisions here. The one I just brought in, and then this other one that can go somewhere. But let's start working backwards. So let's go over to the Crimea. We've got, this is fine out by the Kerch. Same old, same old. 9, 31. I mean, that doesn't look great, but they're not attacking. That was the best I could say about that. They're not attacking. Oh, he's got to get off the ship. Well, get off the ship. There you go. And now he's going to march up here and take somebody's spot or double stack with somebody. Could be down here. Nah, they don't look terrible. All right, get moving, buddy. He's gonna go up there. I think that's it with that. There's nothing else to move over there. All right, so working backwards, then we've got Odessa. You know, this unit alone is a 40, even though he's not in great shape, just because he's sitting in Odessa in a level 3 fort. Then we have a 55. Well, I don't want to move one of them out until I move something else in. I did put this new division in here, or I should say rebuilt division, because it's probably what 83 TOE. They're the guys that do the magic mushrooms, the 205th. Everybody's like, why do you see purple dinosaurs on the battlefield? I don't know, guys. Slovaks 48, 19, 29. Got to leave that alone for a second. Romanians, I would like in a second echelon. Uh, sounded very official. Let's put this back in the reserves. Off you go. Field division's back here. 30th Corps back here. He's just watching over the Romanians so they don't get squirrely. We've got a brand new ID here. He just hasn't built up combat prep yet. We've got a mountain division, and the 24th ID doesn't look great. This doesn't look great. That's where we need to get cooking. All right, so he can move. That's a field division and 62nd ID. All right, let's move these guys back. Let's take you. I can't get there, you son of a gun. This is a fairly new division. I hate to give up any combat prep points he had, but that just wasn't going to work. So now he'll move up on the line there. The field division's fine. This ID is actually not the worst thing we got on the map. 57 on the TOE. But I think I'm going to leave it right there. So when we come back next time, we can turn the turn all together. That was quick. We're moving now. We're moving. Next live stream will be on Tuesday. And we'll get to May 16th. See, now this game's just moving along, guys. Anyway, thank you for spending part of your Sunday with me. Hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. I had a great time. So I hope you guys did too. We'll do it Tuesday at the usual time, 3 o'clock. Till next time, Strategy Gaming Dojo. Have a good one.